Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the main news at Camnet TV. My name is SILVA Zulu. Here are the top stories making headlines in our news tonight. KANYAMA CHAKO traders urge government to lift permit. Government to fulfill campaign of restoring democratic pride. MONGU residents join call for constitution review. In international news, dozens missing in Kenya after boat flips in raging flood waters. In sports news, Chelsea stalwart THIAGO SILVA announces departure. I will be back with the details shortly after this break.
With this impending drought, it's time we look to alternatives of sustaining our crops. We as ISDP are promoting irrigation and water harvesting as the solution to challenges posed by climate change. Watch our 13-week series as we unfold the solutions for our crops. Catch us every Monday at 2040 hours, repeats every Tuesday at 1910.
And now the news in detail. Some CHAKO traders in Lusaka's KANYAMA compound have appealed to government on its decision to ban the issuance of CHAKO production permits in Central Province for fear of their businesses being affected in the absence of alternatives. One of the traders, Greated Molobia, tells Camnet News that amidst the economic challenges, the decision will cripple their means of survival. The traders, however, request government not to extend the ban to other parts of the country without providing alternative businesses. On 15th April 2024, government, through the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment, banned the issuance of CHAKO production permits in Central Province.
CHAKO production has for the longest period in Zambia been a lucrative business among many citizens across the country. The business has seen many families attain a livelihood for decades, especially in light of the high unemployment levels in the country. However, the continuance of this seemingly popular business in many compounds has come into question, especially with government through the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment banning the issuance of CHAKO production permits in Central Province. This decision, made against the backdrop of load shedding and the dwindling economy, has raised concern among the beneficiaries of this activity. CHAKO traders in Lusaka's KANYAMA compound have bemoaned this development, further calling for the government to withdraw this decision as it will negatively impact their livelihood. In an interview with Camnet News, Greated Molobia, a CHAKO trader in KANYAMA compound, says CHAKO trading has been a source of income for many years and laments how she would fend for her family in absentia of CHAKO production. Another trader, Isaac Piri, says government does not have the capacity to provide employment for all citizens, hence residents have resorted to this business to sustain themselves. Meanwhile, another trader says climate change should not be the basis of arriving at this decision, but rather government should consider the broader impacts of this development.
Tisungira abana mu malasha tisonkera manyumba mu malasha manje bakalesa tizamba kutya cyane ngachintawo yakwa na mulungu kuchimebi mvula ya saloki nisocha biriko bachirese mitengo bachirese kugulisa malashani.
Though noble the decision may appear to be, especially considering the dire effects of climate change on the country, government should, before taking further action, weigh both the positive and negative impacts of this decision to suit the plight of citizens. Chanda Mwango for Camnet News in Lusaka.
The Lozi, Luvale and Tonga Bantu Botatwe Association has underscored the value of unity and community support in the country. Speaking during a donation made at Material Level 1 Hospital, Association Administrator Christopher Malambo reaffirms the association's commitment in assisting the community. He reviews to Camnet News that as a way to celebrate Kenneth Kaunda's Day, the association opted to visit and donate to the hospital patients assorted food items. And association member Trevor Mwinde highlights the importance of community service in upholding the legacy of Zambia's founding president.
The Bantu Watoto Association, a tribal cousinship comprising the Lozi, Tonga, Luvale tribes, came together Monday morning to celebrate Kenneth Kaunda Day. The association marked the occasion by donating various items to patients at Material Level 1 Hospital. The donated items included washing powder, bathing soap, tissue, food items and baby diapers. In addition to the donations, the association also took time to clean some wards in the hospital as a gesture of goodwill. Speaking to the media, association members emphasized the significance of Kenneth Kaunda Day and why they chose to celebrate it by visiting and donating to the hospital patients.
Some of them are job seekers, some of them they stay on the streets, some of them are single mothers, and most of them are unemployed but self-starters, believing in one Zambia, one nation, and what is good for everyone. We have come together in making sure that we donate at Material First Level Hospital. What gives is not the abundance of the things we have brought, but the correct attitude and the humility deep down our hearts that have come here.
Otherwise, ichi chintu chachitikira ni kutandizira bamene badwala kuli tuchatungono twamene tili bali nato bantu. So ine nikamba niwonga zikomo kuli bonse bani wasi avinango vanemezo chita kubotandizira kuno kumchinga wa 28 zikomo.
Twaleso lubona kuli luna batu balinzi masikwata molo wakuzwa masikwata male kuiya kwa hule kuli lotu tusani watu kafira balinzi kwa ndi aluna. Nikona kuli lo akilwa pili kutusa apela akilwa mafererezo lutile kwanu kwa sipatela fa holiday ya Kenneth Kaunda kuli.
They stressed the importance of giving back to the community and honoring the legacy of the founding president. The association also extended an invitation to others to join and participate in these charitable activities. They appealed to well-wishers to assist them with transportation to facilitate easier movements during the charitable works.
Our purpose is to unite so that we can be working together. As we can see, we are helping my patients. So our appeal, we have got some challenge. We are asking maybe for well-wisher to help us maybe in terms of transport. We don't have transport. When our friend has got a problem, there's no transport to use. So this is our challenge.
Kasimbuya ngewa kasimbuya matonga baloswa maruko panezi kwanu kakutwana nikuswalisana lutro tusaba bamulu batsezeza kuba family na mafula chwalo so lwakaleza nimamisho wemi mbabone kwateni babasiyo mwa group nalo infa WhatsApp group.
The little that we had twatu sharing abenzuma bambi batagisiba kubalanga then tubaklinile kwa kubaklinirago twajibwe yajimbuye jesaija abamalozi abagalubale abagalunda kutigatu.
And Material Level 1 Hospital thanked the association for its gesture.
It will go a long way within our community, and I think it will be of help if other tribes, other people also can emulate this. It might seem little in your eyes, but definitely it's big in our eyes, because when we look at our community, they will definitely benefit.
Kenneth Kaunda Day was declared a national holiday on April 28th in honor of the founding president who served as the country's first president. The Bantu Batoto Association's charitable acts on Kenneth Kaunda Day embody the spirit of community service and giving back, reflecting the values that the founding president stood for. Cherish Sivo Day. For Camnet News, Lusaka.
The opposition Economic Freedom Fighters Party has alleged the democratic status of the country in the UPND administration has signs of hypocrisy following the alleged prevention of opposition parties to hold political rallies. EFF President Kasonde Mwenda says government should abstain from allegedly using the police to suppress the rights of individuals in the country because democracy demands that divergent views, irrespective of the political party one belongs to, are respected. He, however, challenges the UPND administration to actualize the campaign promise of restoring democratic pride as assured while in opposition. Mr. Mwenda has also cautioned the ruling UPND from compromising the laws enriched in the Constitution to their advantage.
Arise on a bone of contention, and our biggest concern is a serious shrinking of political space under the new Dawn government. Right now, what we are seeing is unbelievable. We had President Hakainde Hichilema, who was elected on the premise that he will improve the democratic credentials of this country. But look at what he's doing today. Right now, as we are talking, he is in Nakonde having a rally. Yesterday, he had another one in Chinsali. But for now, 2.5 years, he has stopped us, all the opposition political parties, from having political rallies. What kind of a democracy is this? We are concerned because this is total hypocrisy, and in democracy, we need to have the rights of the people be allowed. He should allow us to give divergent views to the people. You cannot run a democratic country by using the police to stifle the rights of the opposition. This is unbelievable. We did not expect this from President Hakainde Hichilema, especially after he had gone through what he had gone through. We thought he would be a leader that would respect the rights in this country that are enshrined in our constitution. But this which is happening, where he can't allow the opposition to have political rallies, to meet. Every little time we have even a press briefing, he arrests us.
Some human rights activists in MONGU Western Province are demanding for a clear roadmap for the review of the 2016 amended constitution to address various issues. Speaking during a community awareness meeting in Sefula area, supported by the non-governmental gender organization Coordinating Council, NGOCC, observes that reviewing the Constitution provides an opportunity to deliberate on the inclusion of the expanded Bill of Rights referendum of 2016. Hope Anchor Foundation Zambia coordinator and a member of Human Rights Defenders, Mubanga Muti, urges government to revisit the failed inclusion of the expanded Bill of Rights referendum, claiming that majority did not understand it.
With support from a non-governmental gender organization Coordinating Council, NGOCC carried an awareness meeting in Sephora area on the failed 2016 referendum. Mubanga Muti is one of the human rights defenders in Western Province.
The issue which we are looking at this moment is the economic, social and cultural rights. These are the rights that we miss that opportunity. So now we have started conducting the community awareness so that the people will be able to know these economic and social cultural rights. More grateful for the support coming from NGOCC, and we are appealing more so that we continue to conduct this awareness to the community so that people begin to know their rights and claim so that, or even remind the UPN government that this issue of referendum, let it revisit it and let it hold it so that the Bill of Rights which is being missed in our constitution should be included. Thank you.
And youth activist, the organization head of program Namkolomate, called on all the people across the country to demand for the failed referendum of 2016 as some of its contents to be included in the constitution.
It is very important that people should really know and get to understand their rights. In the Zambian situation or the Zambian context, when we look at the fact that we have the socio-economic and cultural rights not embedded in the protective part of our constitution, it is very important that this part should also be looked at, and it should also be embedded as it should have also been embedded. People should be able to access these rights with the capacity to hold the government responsible. It is therefore important that every human being, every person in Zambia should come together and be able to demand for this part to also be included in our national constitution.
Meanwhile, Sephora residents who attended the meeting have this to say.
Referendum 180 2016 nekusikati oboti mulao nosana kweziwa wani nekutofuta fana kwema fa my elections tweba tunabasaba kuli aluka kopanya lika my elections inasekaza mahande tu referendum yeo abafita mama hai banotolokera nga hande batu kakwi batu ababule afa uti 44 bizwa referendum bo bitasasikamani nalukupa muso kulayika bateni bafitange mama hai
nokabakala kuli zemu za milao aliyo mu milao yanaha kene lukupa kuli referendum iveteni kuli referendum ye hai iveteni zemu za inongolosi za luna likone kubewa mu mulao kuli fiti okuba mulao kuli ni luna lokona kukona kuzikisa muso kulukone kunkweza meet matagets aluna.
According to the current UPND manifesto, the party promised to provide the people of Zambia a constitution driven by the people, and since coming into power in 2021, no progress has been made in reviewing the constitution. Musewa Kabira, Camnet News, in Sephora area, MONGU district of Western Province.
Meanwhile, Minister of Labour and Social Security, Brenda Tambatamba, is calling for the need to implement measures that will counter the effects of climate change in relation to occupational safety and health. Speaking when she officiated at the country's commemoration of World Day for Safety and Health at Work at Zambia Sugar's Nakambala Estate in Mazabuka, Ms. Tambatamba highlights the corporate social responsibility begins with safety and life preservation for workers, and Southern Province Permanent Secretary Dr. Namani Monze bemoans that Southern Province's tag of a maize and beef belt, also venturing into soybeans, is under threat from effects of climate change. But Zambia Sugar Managing Director Oswald Magwenzi requests for investment in expertise and personnel to focus on safety and health at workplaces.
Allow me to thank Zambia Sugar PLC at this juncture for not only hosting us, but also for the material and financial support that has been rendered and the time away from the running machines in the plant. It's not easy, it is costly, but thank you for taking the time to bring us all here. In addition, commemoration of the day reaffirms our commitment as a country to international occupational safety and health standards and continuous improvements of national standards that we have for ourselves. We are, indeed, as we commemorate, we are guided and informed by the principles of corporate social responsibility. No one can be permitted, nobody is allowed. Somebody must talk to themselves that they can't talk corporate social responsibility if they are not able to allow their own workers and assure them to live.
Health and safety, which is a very important aspect for us. So Zambia Sugar is one of those companies that is directly in the line of fire of climate change, because we are basically a company that is built on natural resources. We are a company that exists simply because of the great Kafue River and all the trees and the climatic processes that feed this very important river system which sustains our company. We are also a company that is built on land. In order for us to produce food, we depend on water, we depend on land, technology, and we depend on people who work hard to make sure that they feed all of us. And safety is the one element that guarantees that the people will continue to be able to do that for us. So let me just start by just talking a little bit about
a proprietor of a local logistical company, ACK, Axon Tembo, has pleaded not guilty to stealing 10 Mukola containers valued at 4.5 million kwacha, the property of a foreign national identified as Beto Bakara Pasco. It is alleged that Mr. Tembo, between September 6th and September 30th, 2021, in Lusaka, stored 10 Mukola containers, all valued at 4.5 million kwacha. When the matter came up for the plea, the accused lawyer applied for bail pending trial in accordance with Section 123 of the Criminal Procedure Code, and Lusaka resident magistrate granted him cash bail worth 100,000 kwacha and credible sureties bound in their own recognizance in the amount of 500,000 kwacha each. The magistrate also ordered the accused to surrender his passport to the senior clerk of court and warned him not to interfere with prosecution witnesses during trial. We'll now take our first break. I will be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GOVT, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We'll now continue with more news. The opposition United National Independence Party, UNIP, has donated baby hampers to babies born on the 28th of April in celebrating the life of late First Republican President Kenneth Kaunda's centenary birthday. Speaking at the event, party Kabwata parliamentary aspirant Ngiwe Muziese hopes the new babies will uphold the Zambian values as they grow into leaders of the country in the future. A total of 4 babies were born at Chilenge Level 1 Hospital on the 28th of April 2024, among them a set of twins.
Kaunda, born 28 April 1924, was a Zambian politician who served as the first Republican president from 1964 to 1991. Kenneth Kaunda, who died aged 97, stood out as one of the most humane and idealistic African leaders in the post-independence age. The United National Independence Party, UNIP, is a political party in Zambia that governed the country from 1964 to 1991 under the presidency of KK and was a sole legal party in the country between 1973 and 1990. In commemoration of their party leader's centenary, the United National Independence Party took time to visit newborn babies at Chilenge Level 1 Hospital in honor of the first Republican president's birth. Speaking on behalf of the party, UNIP Kabwata aspiring member of parliament Enigwe Muziechi says the party chose Chilenge because that was KK's former residence. Ms. Muziechi has also highlighted the various values Zambians must uphold in these times.
And more so as a Zambian, you will learn as you grow that you share a birthday with a very important person of our country, Dr. Kenneth David Buchizia Kaunda, also known as KK, who was born on 28 April 1924. 28 April will forever be an important day in our Zambian calendar, and we are here to honor and celebrate you. The man we celebrate on this day belonged to the United National Independence Party, UNIP. We honor and celebrate him on this day for values that he believed in, values that he instilled in our organization, UNIP, values that UNIP still promotes even today. You will notice that our party colors correspond to our national flag. We wish to introduce you to some of these values from the colors point of view.
And one of the recipients shared her gratitude for the gifts received. Meanwhile, Chilenge Level 1 coverage nurse on duty, Gloria Zulu, has urged the party to continue with the good works to other babies.
The nursing officer in charge, Dr. Miyambango, would like to say thank you so much for the gesture from UNIP. We are so happy and excited about your presents to our newborn babies that were delivered yesterday. We say thank you and continue with the same spirit. God bless you all.
Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Sustainable Intensification of Smallholder Farming Systems in Zambia, SIFAS, has embarked on consultation processes with the Ministry of Agriculture in Southern Province to identify farmers affected by drought. SIFA's National Coordinator Geoffrey Siulemba says the consultations are aimed at coming up with strategies on how best to address the impact of drought so as to enable farmers produce even in times of climate change. Mr. Siulemba, who was speaking during planning and review meetings in Choma, recently explains that the purpose of the meeting is to identify smart agriculture technologies that farmers can use during drought.
The Sustainable Intensification of Smallholder Farming Systems in Zambia, SIFAS, in Southern Province has embarked on consultations with the Ministry of Agriculture to identify farmers affected by the prolonged drought to come up with strategies on how to address the impact. Speaking during the planning and review meeting, SIFA's National Coordinator, Geoffrey Siulemba, explained that the purpose of the meeting was to identify affected farmers and come up with strategies on how to mitigate the effect of drought.
And therefore, we want to assess and come up with the recommendations which we should now incorporate into the project document, so that even when things are not going according to plan, then we can attend particularly to issues of climate change, so that at the end of the day, even if there is drought, the farmer must be able to produce something.
And speaking during the meeting, Principal Agriculture Officer Paul Nyambe called on participants to be alert and apply resilience towards food production during this crisis.
About resilience, let's be as holistic as possible as we look at how best to fight climate change. Because climate change is real. From the usual 500,000 metric tons, this year the districts which have estimated the best production put together just going to above 5,000 metric tons, I think. That's what we can get. So we really have to work with the partners to ensure that our technologies and our resilient approach to food production can still be sustained.
SIFA's project is supported by Food Agriculture Organization FAO and implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture. Edward Hantuba reporting for NAIS in Choma, Southern Province.
The Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, says it is gratified that the 13 million kwacha worth computed tomography scan procured for Kabwe's General Hospital has successfully been installed and is fully operational. ZAMSA Senior Corporate Communications Manager Bradley Chingove says the CT scan will play an instrumental role in providing detailed medical information for diagnosis, treatment planning and evaluation of various conditions affecting the general populace in Kabwe and the entire central province. He adds that ZAMSA continues to remain relentless in its quest to ensure that it procures, stores and distributes adequate medical equipment that will improve the quality of healthcare services across the country.
Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, is gratified to note that the 13 million kwacha worth CT scan that we procured for Kabwe General Hospital has been successfully installed and is fully operational. The computed tomography scanner, also known as a CT scan, will play an instrumental role in providing detailed medical information for diagnosis, treatment planning and evaluation of various conditions affecting the general populace in Kabwe and the entire central province. As ZAMSA, we are relentless in our quest to ensure that we procure, store and distribute adequate medical commodities that will help in ensuring that we have improved and quality healthcare services across Zambia. The distribution and installation of the CT scan is aligned with ZAMSA's vision to become a world-class supply chain of medicines and medical supplies for a healthy and productive nation.
The Safety Management and Training Services has advised government to enforce the existing laws on occupational safety and health of workers in the country. Organization Managing Director Helen Mwamba says several companies are not abiding to the country's safety laws due to lack of regular inspections. She proposes that as measures to improve the country's labor laws, government must increase the number of labor inspectors to ensure laws are strictly followed. Meanwhile, Group Chief Executive Officer Jamie Cliff observes the need for the country's education to be in touch with industries for students to gain experience of the fields and enriching the understanding of labor laws. We'll now take our second break. I will be back with the rest of the stories. Stay tuned.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
this impending drought, it's time we look to alternatives of sustaining our crops. We as ISDP are promoting irrigation and water harvesting as the solution to challenges posed by climate change. Watch our 13-week series as we unfold the solutions for our crops. Catch us every Monday at 2040 hours, repeats every Tuesday at 1910.
In international news, several people are feared dead in Kenya after a boat carrying dozens of people capsized on the Tana River in Garissa County. The vessel carrying dozens of people is believed to have capsized after the nation's longest river burst into banks. Kenya has seen weeks of heavy rains and severe flooding, which have officially killed at least 70 people, forcing authorities to set aside $29 million United States dollars for emergency relief efforts and rescheduling the reopening of schools to May 6, 2024. Here's a roundup of international news.
Volunteers and residents in eastern Kenya searched late Sunday for missing people after a boat capsized. The vessel carried dozens of people after the Tana River, the nation's longest river, burst its banks. The search and rescue was suspended to resume in daylight. Survivors in Garissa County were brought to the Buratana nursing home. Some could not contain their anger at authorities.
Every month, you people are adding levies after levies. Where are you directing those levies to? When you can't help your people. Your people are dying. How many people today who are 55? Only 25 of us were able to be rescued. Where are the rest at? Why did they die? Because of the negligence from the government. It's not negligence from the people. It is the negligence from the government. So why are you government? If you can't help the people who have taken you to that power, why can't you resign? We have good people who can help these people. What are you doing in offices? Why could people die in such circumstances while you are sitting in your offices taking money?
Kenya has seen weeks of heavy rains which have killed officially 70 people. The Deputy President said Friday that the government set aside 4 billion Kenyan shillings, about $29 million, for emergency relief efforts. The reopening of schools was postponed to May 6th. More than 10,000 people crowded into St. Mark's Square in Venice, northern Italy, to pray the Mass with Pope Francis. The pontiff's trip represented an increasingly rare outing for the 87-year-old who has been hobbled by health problems. He prayed Sunday for the people of Haiti. I am thinking of Haiti, where a state of emergency is in effect and the population is in despair because of the collapse of the healthcare system, food shortages and violence that is forcing people to flee. Amid relentless gang violence, a state of emergency is enforced in the West Department, where Haitian capital Port-au-Prince is located, until May 3rd. The UN Integrated Office in Haiti reported that armed violence killed or injured 2,505 people between January and March. I think of the tormented Ukraine, Palestine and Israel, the Rohingya, and so many peoples suffering from war and violence. May the God of peace enlighten hearts so that the will for dialogue and reconciliation may grow in everyone. Francis travelled to Venice to visit the Holy See's Pavilion at the biennial Contemporary Art Show and meet with the people who created it. The exhibit is housed in a jail and involved women prisoners working with the artists. The Pope is scheduled to travel to Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, East Timor and Singapore in September. Volunteers and residents in eastern Kenya searched late Sunday for missing people after a boat capsized. The vessel carried dozens of people after the Tana River, the nation's longest river, burst its banks. The search and rescue was suspended to resume in daylight. Survivors in Garissa County were brought to the Buratana nursing home. Some could not contain their anger at authorities.
In sports news, Brazilian footballer and Chelsea centre-back THIAGO SILVA, who joined the Blues on a free transfer from Paris Saint-Germain in 2020, is set to leave the club at the end of the season after making 151 appearances for the English football club. THIAGO SILVA has won 3 trophies, including 2020-2021 Champions League, since he joined the club. The 39-year-old defender says his love for the club is unspeakable after donning the blue jersey for 4 years. Silva joined the club when Frank Lampard was manager and has also played under Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter, making 34 appearances in all competitions for Chelsea this season, including 25 starts in the Premier League. The former AC Milan defender, capped 113 times by Brazil, hopes to return to Stamford Bridge in a new role in the future. That's it for our main news tonight. Here's a recap of the stories making headlines. KANYAMA CHAKO traders urge government permit ban. Government challenged to fulfill campaign promise of restoring democratic pride. MONGU residents join call for constitution review. In international news, dozens missing in Kenya after boat flips in raging flood waters. And in sports news, Chelsea's Thiago Silva announces departure. Our verse for the day is coming from the book of Galatians 5, verse 22 to 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such, there is no law. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sylvia Zulu. Good night.